Good morning to Dr. Robia and fellow friends. Today we would like to present an adaptive reuse proposal of bekas bangunan PPR Kuala Lumpur and proposed design idea of Heritage Grand Hotel Kuala Lumpur. To start off the presentation, you could see all the key plan, site plan and the location plans of the bekas bangunan pencegah rasuah BPR. The location of the building is in the center of Kuala Lumpur City. The purpose of these three items is to give the idea of the location of the buildings. Next, I will proceed with the introduction of the project. The terms of conservation itself is the retention of an existing building without alteration or destroying character. However, repair and changes might be necessary. Sensitive to preservation of as much original fabric as possible, they choose new additional and changes for the existing structures. Conservation allows considerable interventions on condition that changes done are of architectural and historic. This is to enhance and respect the existing building character. Conservation also leads to prolong the life of the building and its guideline and procedure. There are two types of historical background of the building, which are the background before the Independence Day and the other way round. As of before the Independence Day, in 1930, the BPR building is used as the Methodist Girls' School (MGS) dormitory, which could occupy about 90 students approximately. After a year, an unfortunate incident had happened when a fire accident had occurred in the 1914, and the building that still remains is the only part of the ground floor. The principal worked so hard to raise funds for the reconstruction of the building. After a while, the building had been reopened as a new building, which is a school building by the British. It was the first women foreign mission society building to build on fully collected financial aid. And then, after the Independence Day in 1958, the building is established as of the Bangunan Pencegah Rasuah organization. After some time, IZZUDDIN had established as the anti-corruption agency by the cabinet in 1967. There were several renovations that had been made in the year 1970 until 1972, where the original roof was converted to a roof from asbestos to a concrete tile roof type, which was made back in the 90s, followed by the renovation of window, adding the air conditioning, more dormitory rooms, as well as the awning at the entrance of the building. In the year 1974, it has changed to the BSN Training Division Center. However, due to the growing needs, the BSN headquarters had to move. Fast forward in 2006, this building was gazetted as one of the heritage buildings in our country. After 6 years, which is in 2012, the Heritage Department had taken over the building as of up until today. As for the project objective, there are some of the objectives of this project. The first objective will be to develop more in-depth knowledge of building conservation. Next is to understand a common vocabulary of the building conservation principle. And last but not least will be an acquire the skill and knowledge about the related acts and regulations. For architectural characteristics, there are a few that we could find in BPR building. As for the exterior of the building, there are three different types of characteristics. First, is it the cross-sectional view of semicircular arch with a window of the buildings. Next is the pilaster poles. The poles are located at the second and the third floor of the bangunan lama BPR. Last characteristic for the exterior part is the dome. Is it located at the center of the roof, and as the other hand, it will be architectural characteristic inside the building. There are three types of characteristics, which are the timber straight staircase, semicircular staircase, and last and but not least will be the English bond type for the wall.
For adjacent building, bangunan BPR lama is surrounded with some building and infrastructure. For example, Asian International Abbreviation Centre that only 4 minutes by car and 3 minutes of walking distance, while Telekom Malaysia Brickfield took 5 minutes by car and 2 minutes of walking distance. There is also Stesen Kereta Api Tanah Melayu and also bangunan Public Bank which took 5 minutes by car and 2 minutes of walking distance. For the method and technique, for the major work on the building, we decided to do strengthening on the timber floor. As we propose to adapt the building into a hotel, the floor needs to be strong enough to support the element added in the building. We have decided two methods of strengthening, which are cross-laminated timber floor and timber concrete composite floor. Between these two methods, we conclude that timber concrete composite floor technique is the best and suitable to be used for this building. Basically, timber concrete composite floor TCC provide an efficient solution for improving the seismic response of masonry building in which timber floor are generally used. TCC commonly consists of a thin concrete slab connected to the timber beams by connectors. Steel collar connector appropriately conceived for surrounding the timber beam, avoiding any drilling into the wood. It is composed of part bolted at appropriate wings, with the superior one or purposely welded studs working as connectors. A rubber layer interposed between the collar and beam can both reduce damage to the beam surface and ensure the adaptability of the system to irregular surface if applied to existing beam. Friction at the wood steel surface is guaranteed by bolt tightening. Next is defect analysis. Defect by element. As you can see, the blue color has the biggest percent in the chart. The element that mostly exposed to defect is wall with the highest percentage, which is 43%. The second highest element that affected is landscape in color red, which is 17%. The third highest is roof, which is in color yellow in the chart. It represents 16% of defect of the building. The least element that affected by defect is door, which is only overall of 2%. Defect analysis by condition. There are a total of 51 defects. Both good and fair condition have same total of 24 defects, and another 3 defects is in poor condition. Summary of deluxe survey. The total mark have been calculated using Paris assessment. The final condition of the building is in a fair condition. For SWOT, the strengths are: the building is located in the middle of Kuala Lumpur town area and recreation value and tourism potential. It has easy access for public as the building is near to the bus stop and train station. Next, the weakness of the building are: the building does not have lift for person with disabilities to move up to the floor, and the security in the building is not tight as there is no CCTV installed to monitor the building security. Alternatives to the building are: as it is situated at the middle of the city, it can be developed into all sorts of building functions such as library, movie theatre and many more, and provide job opportunity to local people. For the threat, here there is a big tree located near the building that might collapse due to its old age or storm and might affect the structural building. Also, there is a termite attack on the floor of the second floor. If not treated, it might collapse and it is not safe for all the occupants.
As you can see on this board, it shows all of the original plan of the bangunan lama BPR. On the left side of the board are of the original floor plan for each floor, starting from the ground floor to the uppermost top floor. While on the right side show all of the elevation plan of the current bangunan lama BPR. It starts with the front elevation of the building, followed by the right elevation, and end with the rear elevation of the building. All of the elevation plans are not to scale.
And now I will be presenting about the proposed design idea of our Heritage Grand Hotel. So firstly, I'll be talking about the introduction of the proposal. The new proposal, which redefines the value of this building as delicate craft work with historic memory. The concept of addition as the media between the occupants, context, and the heritage itself. We rearrange the layout and expand the spaces with additional volumes. So, as for the concept of the hotel, we chose the Heritage Hotel. The theme for the interior of this Heritage Hotel is the English interior. The English style interior is a common name for various trends in design and architecture. It was developed back in Great Britain from the Middle Age to the present. So, as for the guidelines conservation principle for the hotel, the conservation of the building will be strictly conducted according to the guidelines and principles of heritage building. There are a few main points of the conservation works, which are firstly, retaining the authenticity. Next is the minimizing the intervention. Then the cost-effective economics regenerations. And last but not least is the community-based sustainable development. Now, I'll be talking about the proposed recommendations. The proposal is to structurally strengthen and restore the originality of the building. Here are some restorations that could have been made for the building. Firstly, dismantling some sections of the building and stacking them for later use. Secondly, clean the debris and junk. Thirdly, consolidations and strengthening the structures. Fourthly, specialize in boring or anchoring technique. Then, you could restore some of the missing members. Reconstruct the elements to match, and also we could remove the vegetations. So, as for the components of reuse, the originality of the building provides some opportunities to create variety of new things for the visitors to experience some new functions. We suggest the possibility of building about 15 rooms and some area for a fitness gym. Some other additional facilities could also be developed. However, all intervention will be done keeping the same architectural of the heritage site. The component of the site development. There are the signage, internal circulations of site, developing character in the site, provisions and enhancement of the access to site and landscaping. Next is the site boundary and gates, street lighting and services, visitors amenities and facilities, and also the plantations and landscaping. As for the facilities and amenities, there are some facilities and amenities in the Heritage Grand Hotel, which are the banquet hall, swimming pool, cafe, bar, lounge area, spa, elevator, and also the car park. As for the idea of our conservation project, we had referred to two types of case study which help us to get the idea for the hotel concept and the layout proposal. The case study that we refer are the Eastern Oriental Hotel, which is located in Penang, and also the Hotel Amritsar Punjab, which is located in India. So as for the proposed new floor plan, on the ground floor, they will have a lounge area, reception, toilet, office, and also a cafe. Bear in mind that we also added a new additional building at the back of the Heritage Hotel. It locates the bar, spa, sauna, gym, service room, hall, and a swimming pool. On the other hand, there are a total of 24 rooms with 5 types of room available. Then, for the first floor, it consists of 12 rooms in total, which are 4 rooms of type A, 4 rooms of type B, 2 rooms of type C, and 2 rooms of type D. Whereas for the uppermost floor, the second floor, it consists of 12 rooms also, which are the 4 rooms of type A, 2 rooms of type B, 4 rooms of type C, and 2 rooms of type E.
For the ground floor, there will have long area, reception, toilet, office, and cafe. We also added new additional building at the back of the building, which are bar, spa, sauna, gym, service room, hall, and swimming pool. There are total of 24 rooms with 5 types of room available. Next, first floor, it will consist of 12 rooms, which are 4 rooms of type A, 4 rooms of type B, 2 rooms of type C, and 2 rooms of type D. And lastly, for the second floor, also consists of 12 rooms, which are 4 rooms of type A, 2 rooms of type B, 4 rooms of type C, and 2 rooms of type E.
As you can see, this is the new elevation of Heritage Grand Hotel. We can see the new additional building, which is Banquet Hall, that located behind the main building. From the front elevation, you can see the dome in the center of the building at roof. In the left and right elevation, you can see the windows with the semicircular arch and pilaster poles.
For the illustration of the perspective view, we can see the reception desk, lounge area, cafe, gymnasium, swimming pool, spa, bar, and 5 types of room. In this Heritage Grand Hotel, they have single room, double deluxe room, suite room, family room, and double standard room. So in total, they have 24 rooms in this hotel. For the detail of the visualization for the proposed design ideal of Heritage Grand Hotel Kuala Lumpur, let's look inside.